When I saw many times individuals from like Turkey, Middle East, something like that, they post many times, "Sir, I have a doubt." Now in America, if someone says "I doubt," that's like, "Bitch, you're a liar." Okay? And that's how I take it. So I've obviously learned since then that that's not the case. They're saying that they have a misunderstanding and they want me to clarify to help them get a better understanding of it. So like I said, I'm not the best mentor. Like, I'm not the best mentor. I've learned how to do it better, obviously, over the years. I've already said I'm not going to sit in front of all of you trades and for, because it's just going to be someone copying, and I don't want that. It would be in my head, and what makes me get into trade, you're not going to fully understand, and I'm going to be worrying about that, reading price. I'm like a dog. I chase cars, eat. And that's why trolls fuck with me, because they get entertained by it. And I generally, I like it too. But this year, I just wanted to call, bullshit on everybody else's stuff that they have said about me. And I'm not going to do this type of shit going on, forever. I just want to do this one time, just to let you know that this entire year, everything that's been said about me, I've canceled all that. I cleared my entire schedule, showed you exactly how I teach and how my mentorship is for 6 years plus, consistently calling the market, consistently outlining it before it happened. I've given you a taste of all that, okay? And I am so thankful and appreciative of all of you that have given me feedback and for the time invested in all of you. I'm not removing the video, okay? Those videos I'm putting on my YouTube channel, they are there to stay. I'm doing that. I'm nailing them to my channel. That way no one can go out there and scam any of the people out there, like, "Hey, I ship videos here, want to buy them," because they're trying to make ends meet. I've given you enough already this year where Tom, Dick, and Harry, all around the world doesn't need to sell me. I'm sorry, sell you my video. And besides, you've already there's a lot of stuff in those core content videos, but they're just demonstrating the concept, from a narrow perspective about what it is, but you're not necessarily being taught where they go. They're just the introduction of the individual cogs. Now, people all around the world, when they get sold on the idea that, hey, this is what's going to do for you. That's why I told everybody when I was going through the mentorship, the first year, 2016, which I started in August, and then we rolled into the final month in August of 2017, the end of the core content lessons being given to them. And then the rest of it was sitting down with them every single day, telling them what the market's going to do and why to expect this and why to expect that. And then we would watch it. And I'm 90% accurate. So the point was, mentoring was me pointing to where they should focus their attention, a given set of markets like the euro, dollar, British pound, and the dollar. Now, much like when I first did live streams with GoToWebinar in the first group, I tried to sit down. There was 865 or 864 people that joined my first intake, and just no advertising, just one little tweet and said, "Here, you got this. This is the deadline. You got to do it by this day," and there it is. So I tried to sit down with everybody, and like, I can't look at the live stream comments that you guys are doing. I mean, actually, where it's a bad area, but I broke up because now I'm seeing all the comments pop up. But religion. I tried to sit down with this, and much like right now, you're all in the live chat part of it, and you're posting stuff. I can't see it because I'm obviously, but at the time in 2016, I got 800 plus people in a GoToWebinar, and I'm trying to sit down and focus to explain what they should be trying to see in price. Not that it's a trade, we're not trying to do trades, but I wanted to teach them kind of like what you've experienced this year, where I'd say, look at the market right here. What do you see? Okay, that's where that was birthed. It was in the first year mentorship core, first group. What do you see? What do you see in the chart right now? Now, the problem with that is there's individuals that came into that fold, and ongoing, when someone comes to me on Twitter, okay, or they find my videos on YouTube, they've never really studied what it is or my approach to teaching, or even looked at the evidence I provided that, number one, I can make money, my students can make it works, and it's highly consistent. They look at one video, or they look at one experience they have with me, or one lecture that may not be the best one for them to be introduced to me, and they quickly think, okay, well, this guy, as soon as they see demo, they're like, oh, this guy's full of shit. It ain't worth watching this, because if he was a really good trader, he would be showing me his account number, showing me his trades, his trading history, his tax ID number, his 10 years of income reporting to the feds, and social security number, credit card, receipt. They would want all that stuff. That's something that's reasonable. It's not reasonable. Reasonable is what I've done, where if I don't know what I'm talking about, I cannot do this going forward. I point to things and trade things after I talk to you about it, and it's one-sided. And that's what I was trying to do with the first group, but I wanted to ease into the live sessions where they would get a taste of what it is that keeps them from wanting to just simply go in and trade with real money. I think, yeah, it seems like it's lagging. But the first year in my mentorship, when I was doing live sessions, I was trying to teach them to be patient about what it is they're looking. And a lot of the folks just wanting to be spoon-fed. They wanted to be spoon-fed signals. And that's just not my bag. I don't do. So I set out this year to kind of like cancel everybody's argument that had a genuine, sincere doubt. Not that they were, like you see, if there's a small little sect on that just simply doesn't like me. And that's fine. I don't care about that. But there are folks out there that I think they genuinely know I can do everything I've shown you this year and more. But because they don't like the fact that I am the way I am and I say everything else is bullshit and it doesn't work as well as this, that right there immediately divides the audience. Either you're on my side of the story, I don't want to say team because I don't need a team. Either you see things the way I see it, or then this guy's an asshole. He's arrogant, he's a narcissist, and all those things are true, but it doesn't change the fact that the things that I'm teaching you and trade with are the mark. And I want folks to test it themselves. It may not resonate with you. You might like Bollinger's and you might like all those things that you learned in textbooks, and they might be working for you if you have a good money management approach. But you're not going to get as precise as what I'm doing. Like nobody's touching me. And I wanted to step out here on Twitter this year and cancel everything that Mr. Vinny E. Minnie, put out there saying about me that was all lies, all bullshit, okay? Now, I could have done a very terrible thing this entire year and basically victimize him like he's tried to make me out to be. I'm bipolar, but no one's life was threatened, okay? And I know why he did it. He's trying to draw a crowd. And most of everything he said really was all exaggerating bullshit. So I came out and showed you exactly what my mentors have seen every single year. I'm not two-sided when I say. The only time I'll do is when I'm admitting before I even talk that, okay, right now I don't have an opinion or a bias. I'll say, hey, look, this is a time when there's low probability, and then I'll outline both sides of the marketplace. Now, I'm telling them at the same conversation that I am not saying this so that I can come back and say, see, I'm right. I've never done that. That's not my interest. But when I tell you, look at what you see here in the chart right now and note this level, okay, I'm basically tipping my hand to you. I'm showing you my cards. That's my right now current bias, and I'm looking for something. It doesn't necessarily mean that trade idea is in formation right then. It just means that I'm looking for something that will lead to a bridge between the current market price right now and when I'm pointing to a specific level. If it's above the market, that means what? I'm expecting something bullish. That's not a trade signal. I'm not giving you trade advice. It's just me tipping my hand, showing you my cards, that in my own real account, I'm looking to put something on. And you now know a setup, a formation with that 2022 mentorship model. That is a absolute ATM machine. It is the easiest fucking thing you're ever going to find in trading that is so highly precise. It's a complete system. There's no anything needed to it. You don't need to have all this other horse shit Wyckoff added to it, okay? Because that's all bullshit. You don't need to change my names and call it supply and demand because that has nothing to do with it. You don't have to do anything Elliott wave. You don't have to have anything harmonic. It is a perfect, completely perfect. The only thing it's lacking is your specific risk parameters that makes up your money management model. Are you willing to risk a 0.25% of your account per trade, or 1% or 2%, which is industry standard? I don't think anybody that's had less than 2 years trading experience should be risking 2%. And that's the truth, because you could be tricked into, like when I first started trading after my first soiree, hang on, it looks like I'm lagging. In my first year of finding profitability, it was all hinging random luck. So you can think that you know how to do this, but find out later on you're really not able to really do it as well as you think you did. And I was humbled like that in 1993. I thought I had it figured out, but the only thing I was doing was bullish markets. We're almost at the property, but the questions that come up about me are, if this guy was really this, or he would do this if he did that. No, that's your opinion about me. You don't even know who I am. Like, you don't know nothing about me. None of you really. And it's never really been about me, which I guess in a way, by me doing the approach I used, it causes intrigue and interest, and everybody wanted to be the person to show more about who I was. Well, if you're going to do that and be honest, well, I don't have a problem with that. But when you make up stuff and say, I'm poor, that my children live in trailer parks. They don't live in trailer parks. Caleb lives at 677 Iron Gate, the house I just drove from. Okay, that's where he lives. That's Caleb's house. Okay, so I downsized to get them all adjusted to that home, to teach them how to operate and be young, effective adults. You just don't turn, a $700,000 house over to a 20-year-old that's never had a home before. They got to learn how to do those things, to take care of it. That's what they've been doing. So now the time has come, for us to move away from them, and Caleb will be without me in the house. He has been a socially awkward person his entire life. Okay, I can say that because I'm his dad. So I had to be hands-on with him, show him how to take care of a property. Okay, it's not like you go rent an apartment and if something goes wrong, well, hey, rental office, go fix this for me. It's your fucking problem. You got to deal with it yourself. And I don't want him doing things in his house that would obviously tear it up and then say, hey, Dad, what do I do with this? I don't want to be burdened by that. Okay, because I'm not a handyman. I'm the checkbook guy. If something needs fixed or repaired or whatever, I'm looking for somebody that knows how to do it. I've never been a handyman. Which, by the way, this guy that I bought this house from, he's a chemical engineer. Used to be in the professional industry. Actually, was working in oil futures, which was very fascinating. I wish I had more time to talk to him, but very, very smart guy. And he put so many control systems in this house that are amazing. I'm really fascinated with how he did everything, but I'm not on that level. He's obviously very, very smart and knows he tried to explain the pool because it's a pretty intricate system. And I honestly, I grew up living in my uncle's house, and it was a simple little chlorine pool. Okay, you check the pH, throw some shock in it, you skim it, run the filter here and there, and that's it. It's a simple thing. This pool, that I had to block it out when I went to the Batman secret entrance. And it was a real thick area of trees. We just don't have it really well with. But anyway, give me one more second here. I wasn't talking a couple seconds. I broke up and lost it. So before I obviously go in here, I just want to remind you that, again, it's not finished because we literally received the property in our hands and the transfer of 3 o'clock yesterday. The folks I purchased it from, the very old couple, they're moving to Florida. They used to snowbird from here in Florida, and for a house they built in 2008, barely ever, and it was barely, but they had a lot of furniture, and because they're going down, they can't take all the furniture, so they left some pieces. They asked if I would let them. I really wish I would have had them move the stuff out and at least put it in the garage. This stuff, really heavy stuff, and I'm just, I wish I would have really thought about what I was giving them an agreement upstairs. Nonetheless, I'm not doing this to show off, okay, but I just want to kind of put this little bullet point here. Just because someone says ICT lives in cookie cutter neighborhood, just because ICT doesn't show you how ICT has lived, okay? None of this is, you're not entitled to any of it, okay? Now, most of my audience doesn't really give a fuck. They don't really care. They just like the idea and they see it in the charts, and that's how it's, I guess, really it's supposed to be. And how I live, where I sleep, what I drive, how much money I have in the bank account, what I made trading, what I made selling mentorship, frankly, that's none of your damn business, okay? It's none of your business. Nobody's business to know how much anybody else has. None of you know my net worth, okay? I've never claimed to have a $750 million net worth. I've never said that. But just to put a little in the coffin of Mr. I said that I would come out this year and prove everything he said was, and I warned him, I told him, I said, what you're doing is actually doing more harm to you. I told Vinny, I said, listen, what you're doing is causing more harm to your own image, and you're gonna end up trying to say these things about me. Now, I could have done a defamation lawsuit, and I still can, but frankly, I don't really care. I mean, if he wants to, whatever, if that's what entertains his viewers, that's fine, I guess. I'm trying to wire it in my pocket. Can you see me? Is it live? I'm asking because I see it looks like I'm lagging. Okay, good. So this is my 2021 Corvette that they tell you that I flip Corvettes. I like white because I like white, okay? If it's cool enough for the Pope, it's cool enough for me. No, I'm not Catholic. So I'm probably going to trade this one in for a Z06, same color though, but convertible if I can get it. Until then, this is mine. That's the only way I'm going to separate with this car. I like it, I love it, but anyway, this door, folks, you're gonna get key here to this vacant house that Mr. Raja Bank says wasn't mine. This thing is like tank. Like, this door swings on ball bearings. It's all steel construction. It literally feels like I'm opening up a vault door. Like, it looks like, I don't know, man. It feels like a vault door to a bank of ICT. All right, so this is The stairway, very, very done. The whole house was done center line. So while I've never really had a fascination or an affinity for doors that have open glass where you have property, like I don't like that. But because the way they designed this house here, they can look in my house, but they can't see us in the house. They can see all the architectural loveliness, but they can't really see. So I'm gonna make this kind of quick because it's really boring. There's really no, I guess we'll do the upstairs. But over here, this is the shack guest bathroom. I've had nicer things, folks, I'm gonna be honest with you. But my wife and I saw this and she fell in love with this house. She fell in love with this, and see, like that hutch right there, man, it's so heavy. Like I can't, that hutch is so heavy. I can't imagine moving it. Like I don't know what I'm gonna do. But anyway, here is the living room. Don't worry, but this is looking out back. All that property back here, and I have about 4 acres of all wooded area back there too. I own all, so they can't build a house behind me. I got, I guess, maybe 2.5 acres going that direction through the woods. There's another community over there, so they have a house back there. They're nice homes too, but nothing like. But this is all the French doors. That's my bedroom for all you stalkers. Trust me, I got brass fence. You don't want to be coming over. So there's a fire pit right there. We asked to keep all this furniture simply because I don't know how I'm gonna pick out stuff that I'm gonna like, but it just gives us something to flop on out here, and we have friends or whatever come over, has something. I just let them keep that and take it. The pool is covered up for all this stuff is gonna be changed. This pool house is gonna get knocked down, and I'm having a bigger one, so about 6 times the size pool house. I'm building that. It's gonna have like the grill, the whole shebang. This is, I mean, it's quaint, it's nice, it works for what they have here. But like all this is all going to be done hardscape. I'm going to have waterfall here, some fire pits and such. This is going to actually go out a little bit more, but it's a fireplace. But that's the view out here. I came in here last night to make sure everything was locked up, and there was deer all right up in here. I love doing like seeing that. At the other house, I would tell you, like, type out stuff, say on the hill, whatever. Here, they're literally out here in my, so that's the property. I'm probably gonna break up if it looks like I'm lagging or whatever. I'll pause for a moment, but I know I can't read your comments that you're putting in the chat. But if you would just keep doing that, because that, if I can see that, you should, even if you want to call me a fraud. I'm just looking to see if the scrolling messages continue. That's just the line. The water builds up. I got to get. They'll not be able to suck that wood at the top. So there's 4 sets of French doors, and then I have 2 sets of French doors. Not bad. Little shack in Maryland. So they originally wanted to list the house for almost 2.3 million. And because of the change in the market, listing agent said, look, you're gonna have to get to 2 million. So they listed it for 1,999,000. And I went in trying to do a low ball, see how fast they went. They didn't take 1.8. Then I came up to 1.925, and they said, come up 50,000 more. So without all the other bullshit to the story, they accepted, 1.975. You can see that's the price when this was sold yesterday at 3 o'clock to me. Nice morning room, really nice. That's the outside in, the kitchen. Here's the empty cribs. These things are nice. I have one a little bit bigger than that. What's in this refrigerator? Sailboat fuel and Klondike bars. They have grand, so they left them, I guess. They left them, and they left marshmallows and graham crackers and chocolate bars and said, enjoy your fireplace. Make some s'mores. What would you call this? What do you guys call this in your neck of the woods? You call this the counter? You call this, like, what would you call that to my other property I just drove from? I have 11.5-foot quartz top in Island. Yeah, I just want to, because I wasn't sure if all you guys called it. I like all the archway. Everything in here is custom. Like, everything's custom. Nothing is cookie cut. But there's the laundry. Now I'm the type of guy that these washer and dryers, I could never use someone else's dryer, so I'm getting new installed. These are all types of things I have, and I'm having the whole house painted. I'm not sure if you see that, like, discoloration. If I see just one of these in any room, the whole house has to. So it's over here, the main garage. So in this one, I'm sure the real feel for it, but I can put 4 cars in this garage. 1, 2, this way. Here is where my big truck's gonna be that I paid for. I'm not leased. Actually, I have no leases whatsoever. And I have this one here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 cars can fit in this garage. The doorway. So over here, that is den fireplace. That's a gas. I ran it last night. They've never used it. And whenever you have a gas fireplace and you turn it on the first time, it puts off this weird odor. But once you burn it off, this desk here, some of you probably don't care. But when I first came in and I saw the property, we were the first couple to see it. I fell in love with this desk. This desk is over 100 years old, $8,000. That's what it's worth. He bought it from Andrew, and he did not want to leave it here. Just said, listen, you want to sell the house? Leave the desk. He pushed a couple times, and I said, no, I want the desk. I got the desk. These are Canadian floors, real, not laminated. Like, I feel like I'm walking around on concrete. Like, it's just built real. Another gas fireplace. I tell you, for as big as this house is, the smallest master bedroom I've ever had in, apart from an apartment. The picture that you see with Cody, where he's sitting at that glass table. Here's one of my closets. Now, I say that because I have more clothes than. So, in my own house that just left from its he's my wife's closet. So she'll have some room in this, mainly in the comment in the live chat if it's like that and your wife have 50 pairs of she's got lots of. So here is the shower. This is coming out of the, I asked the birds on the, I think it gives it character. My wife hates that. She hates these friggin' birds. I love them. I think it gives the feeling like they were in the pool and they got startled and they flew away. That's the impression I get when but it's got coffers. Let's go down. I'm probably gonna break up. So here is stairs going down this. Now I turned all the lights off we're gonna store ginger ale and not ginger apple cider in big bottles of apple. You see them advertised in the grocery stores around the holiday. My kids, they've been raised on drinking apple cider from those when they were little. So I get them like the little wine glasses and I pour it and it sparks. So we'll put a bunch of them. He's the only one who's gonna be living here. The older ones. This was neat. I wish I would have had this. I'm wearing a apparatus that wraps around my torso and it stimulates my back. So it's like shocking me. Sometimes it hits me really, really hard and it feels like 1,000 beats. So if I sound like my voice is breaking up, I'm not getting emotional about any. It's just, it hurts, but it's a good pain. I have to use this thing sometimes just move around. Motorcycle accident destroyed my back. That's looking down. I got a 4-person sauna that's going to go here. So that's really, I don't know if whether you have a bad back or not. So he has a work area. This is not me. It's all going to get turned in library. So this is all going to, this area here, all this is going to be walled in. I'm going to have bookshelves because I have shit tons of books. Area, like crap. I know most of you don't care about this stuff, but I know there's some people that simply want to know one and they want to see what it looks like. So this right here, when I first saw it, I was like, okay, that's one of my favorite childhood memories seeing. So there's the twilight right here. If you're going to have old furniture and you treat it like you have another room. He did a really good job. They had a lot of grand, set up a lot of stuff for that. And being 50 or 5 kids, I'm bound to be grandfather someday. So I was like, you know what? We were not going to go back up to a big, but I got inspired by the spite. So I didn't pay $900,000 for my house and claim it's a $0.5 million house. I spent $2,013,000. It's not mortgaged. You're welcome to go out there and our title search. If you find out different, say I'm a fraud and prove it. But claiming that I can't do this, claiming I can't do that kind of stuff. My grandfather was like a Navy man. He said, boy, if someone ever tells you you can't do something, you find 5 ways to do it and shove it right up their ass. So that's what 2022 has been about. Whew. And you're probably asking, what are you talking about? It's like a girdle thing that wraps around my body, control, like that stimulates, shocks, spine, and all the nerve. So it allows me sometimes to walk. It's very, very lift anything heavy with my arms or whatever. If you lift something with your arms, your back's gonna have about 4 vertebrae. They got pretty much. I've done everything. Surgery. Okay, so this stuff here, this is where now this furniture I don't want. So I got to figure out where I'm going to go with it. But once everything's done, I'll show you. I warned you that it's underwhelming for that one. So this is the only room on the upper side. This is looking out of the bedroom. More furniture, home for over here. This house has 5 zones for heating and air conditioning. As big as it is, the gas line, which is this at my house. Right now, I spent about $479 not zone. Which is, let's be honest. If you're in your 20s and you get a house like that, you're gonna bitch. He has more room than and he doesn't stand out. He doesn't look like this. This is what 2 million buys in Maryland, in Harford County. I don't know how they build shacks in your area. This isn't cookie cutter. It's not 900,000. There's nothing like this house in here. I like it. My wife loves it. I could have bought the home all the way down the end road here. 11,000. Don't quote me on the second part of it, but it's like 11,400 square feet. And they went just under $2 million for that too. This came up for. If this deal would have fell through and I couldn't have bought this one, I had it already lined up that I was going to buy that one down. But the only problem is 3-car garage. So I would have had to build an external garage like this one here. I mean, this is good size. I mean, this is plenty of room for us. 3 people. I'm not going to bump into my wife a lot. My youngest son will have pretty much reign of the house. Like I said, we're not stepping on each other's, probably more than I need. Any of your eyes, but I don't live like, and you don't live. It doesn't make a difference what his opinion is. You have to live where you want to live, right? So I could have, left things alone and let y'all think whatever you wanted, but I'm not wired that way. So Over 100 and some videos were put out about me, that I'm broke, I live slum, my kids live in trailer parks, they don't. And I spent more money this year than the guy down in Texas has. I don't have a mortgage on my properties. I don't have any lease on any of my vehicles, not one right now. When I found the GPS trackers on cars, I just turned them in and got new ones and paid cash for them. That's not a lease. Now, this is the part that to be paying attention. By me showing you any of them, okay? By me showing you cars, live trade, real accounts, homes. I walked you through. I told you I was buying this house before it went under contract. And then I told you exactly what I paid for. Settled out yesterday for the same amount. I'm in this house. They don't give you a key by yourself to go look at houses. Okay, it's mine. I didn't do any lending. I'm not bragging, but I'm just, I'm grabbing you by your lapels and shaking you. Listen, stop believing bullshit art, liars, clout chasers, okay? I'm not renting this house to look like I have money. I'm not showing you this house to say I'm a profitable trader. I'm not doing this to have more love given to me. I'm showing you so that way you can now think about what I've done up to now. None of this helps you it doesn't make you a better trader. It's not going to make your trades more profitable. It's not going to give you a better perspective on trading. It doesn't make you my best friend. We're not any closer. I'm not going to go to the bar and hang out with you. You get what I'm saying here? All this stuff is not necessary. It's not necessary. But because I've had so many people believe this joke that will say this shit, that have more tax liens against their property, busted ass 12-year-old trucks. I literally did everything to show you that that guy is a fucking liar, okay? And yes, I could hit you with a defamation lawsuit and I could get your ass, but this was better. This was better because not only did I prove everything I've ever said, I've made more profitable people around the world. I've proved that none of this stuff is needed. I don't need to do this. I've never needed it, but I wanted to because there was an intended purpose. There's a lot of people saw this goobers and said, I'm not going to learn that stuff. And they basically gave themselves no. I put it for free, folks, for free. All I got to do is go out there and study it. There's no sales pitch here. I'm not showing you this stuff and doing some smart money concept ripoff for $7.99 because I need money. I don't have a fake plastic plant behind me and a blanket on my window for a cover of a curtain. I'm not showing you rented MT4 stuff. I'm genuine. I'm as real as anybody could expect someone to. And if you have not seen that, you're blind. That means you choose to remain ignorant. You choose to stay in that mind. And I don't have any interest in people. People that want to come experience something unrivaled, they're welcome to do it. Enjoy themselves, be part of our community that is free. And I can't tell you how wonderful it's felt this entire year. Like I feel unshackled. Like I feel like I've been in prison, being held hostage by not all of my students, but some of them are just unruly, intended to be, bothersome their entire existence. You can't make them happy with anything. Nothing you do is going to make certain individuals happy. And they wear me out this year, even though I've done a lot providing a connection. It's just a way for me to find a new outlet to plug into Inspired because my private mentorship, they watch those same videos. The entirety of the 12-month content will be done by this coming. It'll all be on. Now, when I said to you all those years that were people saying, can I please join your mentorship when I close it? I'd be like, you don't need it. You don't need it. You don't need it. You channel T. Some of you were like, I need something more specific. Which videos do I watch? All of them. Just sit down and pick a series and just go through it. They all overlap. But you're not going to learn this with 5 minutes. Now, I mentioned, I don't know what day, I mentioned on Twitter that I have it was a Twitter space, which there won't be one now because this is kind of like taking the place for it. I mentioned how that there are people out there doing channel saying, learn ICT mentorship in 5 minutes. I mean this when I say you're not going to learn this with a 5-minute trainer video. You're not. Believe me, there is no other way except for what was shown to you in that mentorship video series. The first 5 or 6 videos, that's it. Now, if you see somebody say, okay, if you look at this fair value gap here after the shift in market structure, what makes a shift in market structure? How do you constitute trusting what is in your chart, a shift in market structure or a stop run that's going to continue going the other direction when it comes back down in? That is answered in all the supplementary lectures and the stuff that nobody wants to listen to. All of it's there for your edification in your learning. If you choose to be lazy, okay? And I had people pay me $2,000 and still stay fucking lazy. Give me something easier than this, or you're a fraud. Okay, I'll do you one better. I'm going to prove it. I'm going to make people all around the world profitable. And they don't have to do a year. They don't have to do 12 months. And that's what the 2022 was for. And as more questions came in, I added things that wasn't really intended to be taught. like index trading, the PM session and the afternoon session. I wasn't going to touch on any, but people were like, hey, can you add this to the afternoon and give me a way to do it? Sure, I'll do that, because I don't need your fucking money, okay? I don't need any more clout. I'm not trying to be, bigger than I already am, because frankly, it's a little intimidating for me to be like this recognized. And someone go, oh, you're putting your address on the internet. Let me explain to you. I did this for that very reason. I wanted everyone that I don't live in, that I can do so much more, but you're not entitled. Vinny, you were never entitled to this. But by contrast, I wanted to show you you're a liar. Everything you said for a year is a lie. Everything I've shown this year is 100% certified grade A truth and proof, and I prove it every fucking week over and over and over again. And I have students that did not pay me that are proving that it works. And now they're making money. They're making ends. And let me tell you something. That's results. You're never going to convince any of you. Once you start making money, no one's going to tell you it's bullshit. Nobody's going to convince you or tell you what you are doing right now and learn from me. Didn't even pay for it. Now you're walking a walk that nobody could do for you. And somebody's going to tell you that what you've learned is fraud, flawed logic, fake. No. You can tell these people, fuck you, and go pound sand. Dude. Chase your clout somewhere else. So I had all kinds of, I had evil intentions last fall. It didn't sound like it when I was addressing it. I said, just sit back and watch what I do next year. You just sit back and watch what good old ICT does. And I did it. Everything I fucking promised you, I've done. Proved to you I ain't broke. Proved that I can trade real accounts. Proved that I can teach it for free and not ask for more money. What mentor's doing that? What educator right now would ever say, you know what? I don't want millions of dollars per month just to release the same videos I already made 6 years ago. Because it's autopilot. All I got to do is do what I've been doing on YouTube. Upload, upload, upload. No work's necessary. I could be collecting millions of dollars by letting people come into another round of mentorship. Listen to me, folks, that keep asking for this. Why the fuck are you asking to do that? Why the fuck do you ask me, please let me pay you money to learn what you just fucking gave away for free on your YouTube channel? Please let me pay you to be in that group. Does that make any sense? I mean, you're learning how to manage money, how to make money, to be profitable. Doing something that you can do for free and wanting to pay more than $2,000 for doesn't make any fucking sense. So stop asking. I've already gifted the entire industry, the very thing that's been ripped off more than anything existing. Since 2016, my shit has been ripped off more than anybody else's stuff. And I'm flattered. Yes, I'll take that as a compliment. But my videos are not coming down, and you don't need to pay for them. And that group that paid me, I'm returning back to them. So that way I can finish out any misunderstandings that they have. Because for a lot of them, what I've done on YouTube aligned all of those little tumblers. They figured out what it is they're looking for, how to take that content, put it together in something simple. I can make it extremely complicated. In fact, the charter members know that those 12 models, I complicated them with everything that's taught. I purposely did that. Listen, folks, you're going to be asking me, hey, can I have the charter models? You don't fucking need those charter models because you're not going to be patient enough to wait for those specific setups. They work. They can make money, lots of fucking money, but they're so specific that I knew that people would want to sell my shit. So I'm going to give them something hard initially, and I'm going to find those people that were selling. And I got a lot of them. I threw them out. I had fun doing it, but I have a whole lot of them still in there. So what I've created is an opportunity for those individuals to ask me questions, to make sure they understand every single thing from each one of those core content months. When the questions evaporate and I have no more, then that forum is done. Then it's done. I don't need to do that anymore. I'm obligated to that group of individuals. I'm not obligated to YouTube community. I'm not obligated to Twitter community, but I am obligated. And once I finish that, I would like to ask you all, what's your thoughts on, I don't have a Telegram channel active right now. I don't have that, okay? But this forum that I have, I know I have people in it that's already sharing like my posts. So that's why I'm trying to finish up with that forum. I want their questions asked so that way I can answer them. And once that I have all those questions answered, I'm killing the forum. There won't be any private mentorship forum because those people will have graduated. Now, if you're in that group, don't freak out. You don't need to freak out. My interest is to take and find, and it may not be Telegram because honestly, I think the government's going to shut down the Telegram soon, but something to the equivalent. Now, I don't like Discord because I don't know, it seems too quirky, but I'd like to be able to have a area where everybody can come in and have access to me sharing charts. Like it's kind of like a Twitter. I mean, I like Twitter for the simple fact that it's immediate. Like it's right then, right now. It's like a text message that you receive right from me. But it's limited because I can only do like 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So you know me, I can keep going, going, going. And sometimes the really good details require me to talk a little bit about why I'm even bringing it up. Now, the lazy asses, they don't like those types of things, and I'm glad, because that means they don't watch my shit and don't waste your time and wasting mine. But I think this year you've seen, without a shadow of a doubt, a level of that has never been demonstrated before, ever, by anyone. And that's not arrogance, that's just the facts. But to remove the fucking assholes that are in my forum that have found a new way of selling mentorship, get in the inside track of ICT's forum. I will share every post that ICT does if you just pay the $50 a month. Here's my pay through friends and family. So that way you can't do a chargeback on them. So I'm doing the best I can to come up with a way where I'm absolutely 100% free. Nobody does anything in this community where they can take it and sell it. It's all free. That's what I want. I only went to paid in 2016 because I got a case of the ass because all these people that were taking my free videos, my old stuff, and they were selling it. Like, who the fuck do you think you are doing that? Like, dude, I did it for free. Why would you take something for free and sell it to people? I was pissed off, man. I was raging. And of course, a lot of you were right when you said, what an asshole. You know, he started charging money. He was great until he started charging money. So I want to return back to that. That's the legacy I want to leave. I don't want to leave just 1 year of, okay, here's free teaching, here's this. Like, I just can't, I can't stop teaching. Like, I can't stop doing this. And I love it, I enjoy it. And I think I fucking earned the level of respect that my life work commands. Because nobody else out there, nobody would have given this away. And I'm going to be real honest with you. If you knew what I know, you wouldn't even fucking ever. You would just be out there doing it, maybe selling signals, but never teach. But I have a promise and a passion to answer every single day. I wake up and have new things I want to teach and touch on. When I was sitting in the settlement yesterday, purchasing this house, I was thinking, man, I could teach a topic on me. And my wife's looking at me like, what's wrong? Are you mad about it? I said, no, I got a really good idea. I don't have anything to write down my idea. Like, I had to borrow her phone to send myself a text message to remind myself this is what I was thinking of. Here I am getting ready to spend $2 million for a house, and my focus is really on doing shit for all of you. That's just the way I'm wired, man. I love it. Like, I absolutely, because here's the thing that is infectious to me. When I see folks learn how to do this, and see it in their charts, and see it actually unfolding in their charts without me saying anything, it's like that feedback, that connection between a mentor and a student it's birthed. Like, no one can take that from you. No one can take that from you. And it's an intimate relationship. At that point, it becomes a connection. And while I've never really shaken any of your hands, I've never met you face to face except for one internet students. I've had lots of students prior to UNet, but I know that resonation of feeling connected. I feel that with a lot of you when you give me feedback saying, I see this unfolding. I see it working. I see it happening. And that excitement, that energy, man, that fucking gets me high as shit. I love that. I love it. I remember what it was like for me. But I'm looking around at my friends back when I was younger, 20 years old, and these guys were fucking bums. Like, fucking bums. Losers. They didn't want to go to work. They didn't want to save any fucking money. They didn't have their own fucking cars. You know, think about it. You know, if you hang around those types of people, that's what you're going to be. That's what you're going to fucking be. You're going to be a bum. You're going to be a fucking low life that ain't trying to do anything in life. You're not going to reach for the stars. You're not going to try to do better. You're just going to be like, well, why should I do anything more? My friends accept me the way I am. Fuck that. I tried to level them all up, and I saw they were lazy. So I cut them the fuck out of my life. And some of you guys are like, oh, that sounds harsh. Let me tell you something. If I didn't do that, I would not be where I am today. And that's just the simple fucking facts. That sounds inconsiderate. You're an asshole. No, I'm not. I'm a realist. Do you want dead weight hanging on your ass all the time saying, hey man, I'm hitting rough times. I can't make my credit card payment. I overextended myself. I bought some stupid shit I shouldn't have bought. Can you bail me out? Yeah, sure, man. Everybody fucks up once in a while. Here, take this. Here's something extra. Do something else. 2 months later, the same shit, same person. Hey man, I fucked up again. Can you help me out? Yeah, man, but you got to stop doing this. Okay, yeah, you're right, man. I fucked up. 4 months later, same shit. Yeah, fuck you. Get the hell out of here. You're a bum. You're a fucking bum. I'm not an ATM machine for bums, okay? This is the way it is. And that's my mentality of why I came out and started teaching for free. Because I get a lot of fucking intel from other people saying, a lot of you fucking bums out there taking my shit, selling it, because you can't do it. Look around, man. Stop being so fucking lazy. Start putting some effort into it, and you make more money than you can selling it. It's too hard to sell it when I'm doing this for free. When they see innercircletrader.com in the watermarks, like, okay, yeah, I paid for this. Let me see more about this guy. And they fucking see this shit for free. That's a hard sell, man. That's a hard sell. And that's why I did it. And yes, it gives me a fucking hard on every time somebody finds out about it and says, you know what? This guy's into shit. He's taking your stuff and he's selling it. He's pretending to be you. And no, I'm not on Telegram right now. I'm not on Telegram. No, I'm not on Discord. Like I said, I could be your best friend, man. I could be your best friend. I'm not here to be a dick. I'm not trying to be someone else's competition, because to be real honest with you, none of you motherfuckers are. None of you are. Not one of you educated, wannabe trader motherfuckers are even close to me, okay? That's just the reality. So don't bring my fucking name up, and I won't come to your fucking shit and wreck it. That's the simple facts. Don't do anything bringing up my fucking name, because the only thing you're going to do is destroy your own image. Your own image gets. If you act like a fucking nail, I'm going to hammer you. But if you want to be civil and cordial, that's the way I want to roll, man. Like, I want to be the good guy. I want to be the nice person. I don't like being the ass, because once it starts, it just revs up, and then it becomes all consuming. And while some of you probably like that, I don't like that part of me. Man, I like those birds. And I love them more that my wife hates. Is that mean? Ladies, if you're in here, is that mean of me to love it more? Because that's what brings spice to our relationship. I got to get my victories when and where I can, man. But anyway, I could sit here a whole afternoon talking about stupid shit that doesn't really mean it. But hopefully this experiment on social media has shown you that every time that someone has asked me, hey, can you show us your card? Can you show us can you show us your face? Can you show us a live account? Can you show trading, entry, stop loss, target, managing a trade outside of a demo account? When I said to you, all of you, if you need that, that means that you are doubting yourself because you didn't put the time and energy into testing it. If you back test it, I promise you, you're going to see all the evidence that's what's lacking, and that comes by simply showing up. When you don't want to do it, you're fucking tired because you got the last 2 days wrong, and you're like, man, I feel this is probably never going to happen for me. That's the time you dig in and say, I'm going in and I'm studying. You don't take anybody else's bullshit. You don't listen to somebody else's fucking opinion about me, about the concepts, about trading, or you. And you just dig in. You dig the fuck in and you study. Right when you feel like you don't want to do more of it, that's exactly when you fucking study more. Because that's laziness creeping in. Laziness fucking kills success. It kills it. I experienced it when I was a younger man. I let depression rob me of success. I could have had it sooner. But trying to figure out how to turn these fucking TV. One of my sons wrote, you know what we should have done, Dad? We should have done a sitcom, growing up ICT. Like, what's it like growing up under me as a dad? Man, I think it would have been picked up and syndicated immediately, because just the interactions between me and my wife, that would have been enough. That would sell the show. And I don't even need to talk about trading. It's hopefully in my mind, it's been a success for you all to see that none of this stuff's been necessary. And I'm going to close it in the chat window, or what's it, the live chat. Oh, has it helped you become more certain about what it is I teach and show examples? Has any of the personal things I've shared with you helped you understand what I teach? Has it been any clearer or improved upon by me sharing this? Be honest. That's not the answer I fucking want. What the fuck? Come on. Seriously? The point was, you should be saying no. In reality, no, it just didn't make me a better student. It doesn't make me a better trader because I saw you spend $2 million in cars and houses, doing shit that's outside of the charts. None of this stuff. You can't live in this house with me. You don't ride it around in the car with me. So why the fuck does that even matter? It doesn't matter. That's why I've never done these things, because it doesn't do anything to your learning. It does nothing to help you. What it does, it inspires you to want to buy courses and join signals. That's what it does. Give me a number one in the chat room or the chat window if you understand that showing image stuff like this, flashing money, purchasing shit, show a number one if you understand now that it's only going to benefit people that sell courses or sell signals. Now, compare and contrast this kind of stuff, which I am absolutely 100% opposed to. I hate this kind of shit, because if you're going to be willing to show what you bought as a car, what you drive around, where you sleep, then guess what you should be able to do even easier? You should be able to sit the fuck down, explain what you do as a trader, explain the logic, then outline the market before it happened, I do on Twitter, and then go into a live account and trade that motherfucker so precisely that nobody can argue against it. Now, put a number 2 if that's the better proof or evidence they know what the fuck you're doing. As it ran into the fucking channel. Blooper. There you go. That's all I wanted to cultivate by not showing you what my personal life, because all that's going to do is elevate you to unrealistic expectations when you first start. You can't go out and buy $2 million fucking houses because you watch my fucking videos. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that you're going to learn how to read the price action and find profitability if you work towards it. How much money can you make? You tell me, because there ain't no fucking limit. There's no limit to it. But some of you want unrealistic expectations filled on laziness. Give me a couple minute video. Get to the point. You could have made that video in 5 minutes, ICT. You talk to me. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking, okay? That's bum mentality. Bum mentality is give me it right now. It's already 2 days fucking late. And once you do it, it still won't be good enough. Bums are in education. Bums are on Instagram. Bums are on Twitter. Bums are making courses out of other people's shit, namely mine. I never need to trade ever. I don't need to ever do it. Not one fucking trade do I need to. I don't need to teach anything more. I have a lot of stuff I want to teach, but I've done everything that anybody with common sense would expect from someone that knows how to do it. I've shared that for free now. Tell ICT, motherfucker, you getting Robins with me. That's why I'm here. I'm barking and nobody else wants to do shit. I walked in everybody else's live stream, raised my leg and pissed all over their shit and said, now talk your shit. Nobody's there. Nobody's talking. They're coming up with some Mickey Mouse fucking ripoff of my name of Smart Money Concepts. Smart Raja Concepts. Motherfucker, take your shit into Robins. It takes MT4. Let's go. Let's fucking go. It's live stream. Come on in. Play in my motherfucking playground, bitch, because I'm in real accounts for real. I ain't doing some fake ass broker bullshit. I came out on Twitter, like I said, Tom Dante, motherfucker. You ain't escaping this shit either. Talking all that bullshit. Oh yeah, ICT, he ain't coming back to Twitter. He be ran off in a fucking week. This is the longest fucking week you've ever seen, isn't it? I'm about to pass his fucking ass on Twitter. I know you see all you hating motherfuckers. I give you a purpose. That's cool. You don't have to learn from me. If I motivate you to hate the world more in your own existence, maybe that'll change you. Anyway, as fun as this is and satisfying, maybe not so much satisfying, very satisfying, because I told you all, you just sit back. I'm bringing receipt. I'm bringing fucking receipt, okay? None of your little mentors out there are going to do what I did. They're not going to stop charging. They're not going to teach something that's so fucking perfect in understanding and delivery and price that other people can quickly go out and learn how to do it, not waste a lot of time, get right to the point, ICT. That's the point of the 2022 mentorship. It's 41 fucking videos. And if that's not fucking short enough for you, go fuck yourself, okay? Go fuck yourself. You're a lazy fucking bum. You're never going to make any fucking money. And that's the real me talking to you when I'm 20 years old. That's what it was like. Go fuck yourself, okay? You don't like the fucking work for it? Go fuck yourself. I don't owe you shit. Nobody owes you shit. Nobody owes you a motherfucking thing, you fucking clowns. Look around, all these people, all different walks of life, different ages, men, women, young guys, old guys, it's all over the world. They're doing it. It costs them nothing but the time and the energy they put into it, and they're proving it works. And I didn't have to do a damn thing. Just 41 videos, but the first 6 is enough. And all these motherfuckers, I told you, just sit around and you watch who is asking for money at the end of 2022. Because I'm going to tell you something, and this is the fucking bottom line. If a motherfucker says, here's my PayPal link. If a motherfucker says, here's what you have to send me to learn or be a part of my shit, you are a fucking broke bitch that can't make fucking money. You cannot fucking trade profitably because you're asking in panhandling. I walked the walk. I made millions of motherfucking dollars every fucking month. And I said, I can stop and go back to who I really am. To prove to you, I don't need to do that shit. How else could I possibly prove it any better than doing it and then saying, I'm stopping? And then do it for fucking free and bring the receipts proving other people are fucking making money with it. There is not another fucking mentor out there that's done that. Ever. But he doesn't show it with a live account. Motherfucker, I did it in 2 different brokerage firms. You ain't seen MT4 in years. Oh, it's fucking delicious, man. This is so fucking delicious. I don't want it to end. I don't want this to end, to be honest with you. I am fucking loving this, but it has to. So here's your fork in the road, you fucking mentor bum. Walk straight, be honest, and don't be ripping motherfuckers off. Because if you are doing anything with renamed it, everybody knows it. I certainly know my shit. I know when you're talking, but change the name. I'll put a bullseye on you socially, and everybody will call you out as the fucking fraud that you, and that goes out to everyone. But ICT, you're putting your address. You better be careful. Motherfucker, run up and get done up. Simple as that. I don't live my life fearful. I don't do that. I've given all of you a gift. I give you a gift. And some of you motherfuckers want to kick me in the fucking face and forget where you got it from. And the only thing I ever asked, this is the only thing I ever asked, and I don't think it's asking too much. You acknowledge it came from me. That's it. Because here's the reason why. It's not about me. It's not about me. It's never been about me. Now, I can be an instrument of menace to accomplish a method and to answer bullshit. I don't like to do. I don't like to be that kind of guy. And when I'm done talking and I'm driving back to the other house, I'm going to be thinking about the things I said here. And some of the things I wish I could have retracted and pulled back because I went too far into it. But sometimes things need to be said. You're never going to understand to be among people that you're not certain you're going to be able to leave the same way you came in. I used to live my life. Are they coming to my door again? Are they going to call me to meet with them one more time? I'm not afraid of that shit. I'm not afraid of that. So you like to think it's all conspiracy and Tom Clancy bullshit. You have no idea. If I'm meant to check out early, guess what? Instant death, instant glory. I ain't living life through fear. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about none of that stuff. But you also know what it's like to be in a room, breaking emotionally. You can't understand. Just right on the cusp of understanding. Quiet voice says, look, where do you think that came? Where do you think it came from? It didn't come from a book. It didn't come from another author. That still quiet voice. I learned to trust it. It took my attention to things that I would have never seen or recognized. Now, some of you, that may sound like schizophrenia, mental illness. And yes, I do have a mental. But bipolar doesn't give you get revved up or seriously depressed. And you rarely are balanced. But the same voice, I know who it is. Some of you would say it's Allah. Some of you would say it's ESP, the universe speaks. I know who it is. His name's Jesus Christ. He is the King of Kings. He is the Lord of Lords. He is the absolute caretaker of my whole being and the holder of my soul. And that's why I want you to give me credit, because it's his.